Yo everybody, what's going on? This is Keegan from Kman Reviews. If you enjoyed this review, make sure you hit that like and the subscribe button. And if you have any opinions at all that you would like to share, make sure to leave them down in the comment section. Crazy Lixx, Street Lethal. Crazy Lixx is a Swedish melodic, hard rock, and glam metal group hailing from none other than Frontiers Records. Not my first time being exposed to this band's music. I got a request a while back to take a look at their most recent album at the time, which that being 2019's Forever Wild, which you can go check out my review of via the link in the corner if you are curious. But now the band is back with their 7th studio album, Street Lethal. Excited to see how this one compares to Forever Wild, since I wasn't as crazy about that one as I really wanted to be, so is Street Lethal a rebound for me? Let's find out as I review it track by track. We will start with the singles, with there being 3 of them. The first being Anthem for America, and yeah, I totally understand why this would have been a single. This is a burner of a track, and lets you know that right away on opening seconds with its pounding drum and invigorating guitar work before Danny Rexon's powerful, monumental voice breaks through the beat with its signature and well-controlled shriek. It commands a lot of attention as it rips across its instrumental, taking shots at the youth of America in these lyrics, bashing MTV and corporate radio while stating that rock and roll is all you'll ever need. Really enjoy this track. The second single, Reach Out, doesn't have the same face-melting intensity that Anthem for America had, but that doesn't disqualify it from still being a pretty great jam. The main guitar has a serene, hopeful cry to it while the drums maintain a steady groove, as the track manages to balance the line between softer ballad and catchy upbeat rock. Where the instrumental is firmly rooted in the latter, Danny's vocals are so gravitating, dialing the power back a notch but still resonating as he sings these optimistic lyrics about being the best you can be. Sure, there's gonna be some bumps and some crossroads, but you've just gotta reach out and hold on. Good track. And the third and final single, Rise Above, begins with a brief but rapid barrage of drums before the electrifying instrumental truly starts. The magnificent guitar playing, thunderous drums, and an overall grandiose energy that I'm positive would absolutely kill in a live setting with bright spotlights and smoke. Danny really unleashes his vocal abilities on this track. The chorus has an empowering sing-alongy style, also getting into some amazing highs like on the outro, and a tastefully lengthy solo that does not overstay its welcome. Just a fiery song all around, and a great singles run too. Let's see how the rest of the album compares. Now for the rest of the tracks. The opener, Enter the Dojo, is a short 1-minute introductory instrumental that starts off like this oriental piece with an arhu. It's really tranquil and smooth as it transforms into these synths, slowly building up more and more until it reaches the transition into Rise Above. It's a tense, exciting start to the album. The power kicks off as this massive group chant over the soul drum and deep bass, smoothly sliding into the real instrumental with a bit of a slower tempo this time around. Yet the drum still has a good amount of impact and an occasional skip to it, leaving the guitar to play a more secondary role on this beat, with its muted chugging riff as Danny's vocals really have a solid punch to them. I'm a little bit disappointed this chorus does not really soar like at all. In fact, it's the same bare instrumental that was on the opening chant, so it's quite the anticlimax when it does roll around. Lyrically, the song is another motivational, uplifting track that most of these songs tend to be about how you've got the power and you're gonna fight until the end and all that. Not my personal favorite on the album, but it was still decent. Final Fury is an instrumental interlude, just over 2 minutes long with some light, plunky drum and gentle synth arpeggios. It's a very sweet little instrumental, but it's all leading up to this guitar solo that's pretty serene and airy. It doesn't really go anywhere from there, which is kind of disappointing, especially in a song titled Final Fury. I was expecting some kind of explosive climax. At least it does transition well enough into the next track, so I guess there's some merit to having it here. The title track, Street Lethal, brings us right back into that high-tempo, in-your-face metal that I believe is one of the strongest weapons in this band's arsenal. And they pull off another home run here with this charging guitar and impactful percussion, plus another amazing solo to boot. Honestly, one of the most pure and fiery headbangers on the entire album, especially when fronted with Danny's energizing vocals. They don't reach any high, opulent falsettos, but they remain in this very consistent area to propel the track forward smoothly. Lyrically, the track continues this motivational streak. This time it's some kind of fighting anthem, being the lone wolf and always ready for a fight. Great track. Caught Between the Rock and Roll has a really satisfying, almost country-esque skip to it. The percussion is steady and infectious, and that guitar work is honestly some of the best on the album. That riff is so sticky, and the solo just a little over halfway through is another peak moment on this album, working so well with this beat and not going overboard in the process. Danny's voice over this track likes to stick to a more natural register, only occasionally reaching those heights like on the chorus briefly, which as a result comes off as more instantly catchy and appealing, at least to me. Lyrically, the song seems to come off as this statement that rock will save everything, all the glitz and glamour, the fantasies of that life is tantalizing. Great track. In the Middle of Nothing is as close to a power ballad as you can get without actually becoming a power ballad. The only thing holding it back from it is the absence of keys, but the percussion is very slow, the guitar cries in the front of the mix with another amazing solo as well, and the synth flourishes to add another blatant, cheesy layer to the song. I say cheesy, but remember, I'm a person who enjoys a lot of the glam and hair metal from back in the day. Cheesy is just more of a fun label to me, more so than negative attribute. Lyrically, it does deviate from the norm of this album, just simply about being with this partner and never letting go. I like this one. One Fire, One Goal feels like the start to this victory march that is the closing segment of this album. It's not necessarily much different from the rest of the tracks here sonically, but the guitar and vocal melody have a grandeur to them, notably on the chorus that helps make the song feel more vast than it would have otherwise. Aside from that, the percussion is pretty standard in its heaviness, the solo is impressive as usual, and these lyrics are pretty great too, just about how we only get one life and one goal to reach, one shot at destiny, so you've always got to take that shot. Good song here. And finally, the closer, Thief in the Night, feels like it's meant to be the grand curtain call of this record, the last hurrah, and I'd say it certainly lives up to that. The intro is dramatic and lengthy, factoring in a sweeping solo as this build-up to the full instrumental that starts off as pretty scant with just a simple riff before the percussion blasts its way into another pretty typical beat for the genre. The chorus has a chantable quality to it as the rest of the track undergoes several rises and falls before slowly fading out and ending the album as the lyrics tell the story of this difficult love. He's trying to get closer to this partner, but she's pulling herself away more and more with each attempt he tries, so he's comparing himself to a thief in the night, trying to sneakily figure it all out. Pretty solid closer. Overall, yeah, probably my favorite Crazy Lixx album I've heard to date. Unlike 2019's Forever Wild, none of these tracks really miss the mark at all. It's just fiery rock track after fiery rock track, amazing solos, electrifying vocals, a killer stickiness to let every track resonate in its own unique way. Yeah, great album. Expect to see this in my year-end list. I'm feeling a 9 out of 10 on this album. Well guys, hope you enjoyed that review. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.